All right. In this video, I'm going to show you how you could install Node.js on your system. I'm going to show you how you could do it on Windows. This is a Windows virtual machine that I have. And I'm also going to show you how you could do it on a Mac. Now, we are doing this so we could install Claude Code later on. And you might be thinking, why do we even need Node for that? Well, the simple answer is, if you want to work as a developer, especially in modern environments, Node.js is almost everywhere. Like a huge number of tools, frameworks, build systems, automation tools, and even AI utilities depend on it. So this isn't just about Claude Code. Installing Node prepares your system to behave like a proper developer machine. You can think of Node.js as the engine that lets JavaScript run directly on your computer, not just inside a web browser. Also, when you install Node, you also automatically get something that is called an NPM. NPM stands for Node Package Manager. And that is a tool that lets you install other tools. So NPM is what we'll use later to install the developer utilities globally on our machine. So first, we just have to head over to the main website, which is Node.js. So just type Node.js, download. Make sure it's the official website. The official website is nodejs.org. So as soon as the page loads, you'll see a couple of options. I always recommend selecting the LTS version, because LTS is the most stable version. It stands for long-term support. So simply for installing on your Windows machine, you could click on this button right here. This is the Windows installer. An MSI file is a Microsoft installer package. In simple words, it's a whole guided setup file that walks you step by step through installing software on Windows. So once it finishes downloading right here, just double click on it. And you need to run the installer. This is the whole setup wizard that you get. So click on next, accept the terms in the license agreement, click on next again. You'll see the installation location, leave it as default. There's no need to change it unless you specifically know why you're changing it. Now you'll see a section called custom setup with different features. Just leave everything as default. You don't really need to uncheck anything. Just click on next. Selecting this checkbox is always a good option. It'll install all of the necessary tools. It'll also install Chocolatey, which is another package manager for Windows. So just click on next. And then click on install. The installation will begin and we'll wait for it to be completed. And then you can just click on finish. So you could read this as well. This automatically popped up. So it says that the script will install Python and Visual Studio build tools, which will be necessary to compile Node.js later on. So you could just press any key to continue. But what I wanted to mainly check was verifying the installation. So we need to confirm that everything works properly. So what I recommend you to do is open Windows PowerShell in a new tab. So just type PowerShell and click on it. And you just have to run this command right here. You could let this happen in the background. This is not that important. And in the PowerShell, just type node -v and press enter. The -v just stands for version. And when you type node -v, you're basically asking which version of Node do I have installed. If everything worked properly, you should see something like this. This means Node is successfully installed. Now let's check NPM. This is just the package manager. So the same way, just type npm -v. Again, -v in this case means version. And if you see a version number here too, that means npm was installed correctly, which happens automatically when you install Node. So at this point, your system is fully ready from a developer standpoint. If you see an error like command not recognized, don't panic. It just means that your terminal needs to restart. So again, try it out in a new terminal, or a new PowerShell, I mean. And that's it. You have Node.js and NPM properly installed on your Windows machine. Now, since we have Node installed, I'll quickly show you how you could install Claude Code. So again, in the same PowerShell, I'll just type clear for now. Now for installing Claude Code, you need this command. It'll also be mentioned in the description below, but you have to type npm install -g at Anthropic -ai /Claude -code. And before you press enter, let me just break everything down for you. npm install, as you already know, tells npm to install a package. G just means global. Anthropic Claude is the official package name. So when you press enter, npm will connect to the whole registry and download Claude Code from there. And it'll install it on your global Node directory. It also gave you a notice if you want a new version of npm, you could update to that as well. And to update, you could run this command. But now we just need to verify that the installation is done. So you just type clear first and press enter. And we'll confirm that it installed everything. So just type Claude ---- version. So this command just checks if Claude Code is accessible globally. So if you see a version number appear, that means that the installation was successful. If you get a command not recognized error, that just means you need to close PowerShell and reopen it again and try running the commands. Sometimes Windows needs to refresh the environment variables. And now for signing in, you could just type Claude and press enter. It says Claude Code on Windows requires Git Bash. So it's pretty simple. In case you don't have Git, you will get this message. So you could click on this link right here. So if you can't click on it, just try copying it. So copy it. Just press Ctrl+C. I'll head over back to my browser in a new tab. I'll paste this. You could just type git download, but yeah, you just need to install the Windows version of it. So select Windows x64 setup right here. And you could see you could get the exe file, and I could explain what everything is, but just keep clicking on next without being bothered for anything. Just keep clicking on next. We just need git installed, and this is the simplest way you could do it. Just keep clicking on next and wait for everything to be done. The default options are pretty much the best ones that comes with it. So let me just minimize the browser. And I don't want to view the whole release notes, so I'll uncheck that and click on finish. And let me try running the whole command again. If I do face an error, that means the PowerShell is not refreshed, but let me just try it. Oh, so it worked. So you downloaded Claude. Yeah, so the first time you launch it, it'll ask you to choose a text style. I'll just select dark mode. You could select any one that you like. I think the dark mode looks best, and I'll select that, so press enter. And now, yeah, simple. You could just choose a login method that is relevant to you. I always recommend choosing the first one. And once you select that, it'll take you to your default browser just to verify that you are signed in with Claude. And after that, you could log in however you want. This is the way you could download Node.js and then Claude Code on Windows if you do use it. I'll quickly just show you what the steps are for Mac. So on Mac as well, for downloading Node, you could just type nodejs.org, press enter. I have one M1 Mac, so I could install it. Package installer right here. So click on allow. Now, there are simpler ways of installing Claude. You just have to run a simple command, but then having Node in your system is always a good thing. So I'm showing you how you could do it. A PKG file is Apple's installer format. It's similar to an MSI file on Windows. It just launches a whole guided setup wizard. So if I open my file manager right here, double click on the PKG file, I could just click on continue. I'll agree to it. I'll install it on my main SSD. I'll give it my password and install it. So you could see the package is installed. Click on close. You could move the installer to your recycle bin. And let me just verify that it's installed. I'll head over to the main terminal. Let me just make it a bit bigger. Okay, so I'll verify by typing node-v. It took a bit of time, but eventually, yeah, you could see Node is installed. You could even check npm. Now you could install Claude the same way. So npm install -g at anthropic -ai /Claude Code -code and press enter. Okay, it didn't work because I forgot to type the sudo command. This just gives you root access for the most part. So yeah, like type the same command again, which is npm install -g anthropic -ai /Claude -code and press enter. Give it your password. And you can see it's done. I'll just type clear. I'll check if Claude is installed. So Claude -- version. And Claude Code is installed. Let's launch it. Just type Claude, press enter, and say yes, this is a security guide. You trust the folder. And you can see Claude is installed. Just allow. And I already signed in to Claude, so it's working for me. I already have the Claude Pro subscription as well. Let me just show you how that looks like. Yeah, and this is my Claude Pro account. This is the final wrap-up. This is what we've done. We've installed Node.js, we verified Node and NPM, and we installed Claude Code globally. I showed you how you could do it for Windows as well as Mac. The process for Linux is also similar. There's always a way you could install it from the terminal directly as well. So once Node is installed, everything else becomes straightforward. And now your Windows and your Mac is fully set up to use Claude Code directly from the terminal. So I hope you found this video informative, and with this, I'll see you all in the next one.